Hi, y'all. So we're going to do a couple more songs from our spring songbook. The two songs today are South of the Border and Mr. Sandman. These are two neat songs. So we'll start with South of the Border. It's got five chords: C, G7, G, C7, and F. They're all pretty straightforward. Now the strum on this, if you looked at the roll strum, if you've been working on the roll strum, which that video is on the website, and then I'll send an email on it today. We're going to use that with the island strum. So it'll be like, I'm going to do this on a C. Down, roll, up, down, up, round, roll, up, down, up, down, 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 roll, up, down, up. So you can do the roll. It sounds really good on this. If you can't do the roll, just do the straight island strum. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. If you can't do either one of those, you can just do the 2, 3, 4, down, 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 down. You just do down strums, or you can just pretend. That works too. Okay, let's do this tune. Oh, this has an instrumental part. I'm not going to play the kazoo. I'm just going to like hum it through the instrumental. 2, 3, 4. 1. South of the border, down Mexico way. That's where I fell in love when stars above came out to play. Now as I wander, my thoughts ever stray. South of the border, down Mexico way. She was a picture in old Spanish lace. Just for a tender while I kissed a smile upon her face. 'Cause it was fiesta, and we were so gay. South of the border, down Mexico way. Then she sighed as she whispered mañana, never dreaming that we were parting. And I lied as I whispered mañana, for our tomorrow never came. South of the border, I rode back one day. There in a veil of white by candlelight, she knelt to pray. The mission bells told me that I mustn't stay. South of the border, down Mexico way. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. That's pretty good. That's a nice little song. One thing on the second line of each of the verses except for the bridge, so like where I fell in love when stars above came out to play. That G on stars above doesn't sound quite right to me. So if anybody has suggestions about what that should be, I tried a bunch of different chords and none of them fit. So one thing to note, the song sheet will be attached to it'll be in the description of the YouTube, and it'll be on the website, and I'll email it out. The chords here are different than the one ones that got sent out in the full book. I tried to work with those chords, and man, it just did not work for me. So these are much simplified. So this is a much simpler version. But if you have any suggestions about that G, let me know. Okay, so the next song we're going to do is Mr. Sandman. Now, this song has a bunch more chords, but the chords are pretty simple. That's C major 7, 0, 0, 0, 2. The G7 sustained 2 is like 2/3 of a G7. Got a G7, a B7, E7, A7, B7, C. Now for the A flat 7, what I'm doing, I'm just playing the G7 up 1 fret, and I'm just playing the bottom 3 strings. And in the song, it goes from A flat 7 down to the G7, so that works good. And then we have a D minor 7th. Don't do that one. Let me see if I can change it. I don't have the correct one in here. The D minor 7th is a D minor, and you add the C on the end. I'll add that chord in before I do the sheet, so it'll have the correct one on it. And then the F minor 6 is like a G shape up here on the top 3, and you add the C. So those are a little challenging. If you're having trouble with those, just play a D minor on both of them. And if other people are playing the F minor 6 and D7, it'll sound fine. So this song also has a neat little intro and outro and instrumental break. So the tab is here on the sheet, and it's pretty simple, but I had to practice it quite a bit. So this, for a high G ukulele, you can follow the tab. It's 3, 2, 4, 2nd fret on 1st string, 1st string, open, 4, 3, 2, 2, 1. So it's going back and forth to the 4th string for that G. And then it ends with Mr. So you want to practice that if you want to play it. If you don't want to play that tab, you can play the chords. So the chords are down below it. So it's so the chords, you do a whole measure, you do 4 beats on C major 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 on that G sus2, 1, 2, and then 2 on G7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so if you don't want to do the little picking part, you can do the chords. Now at the bottom of the sheet, when you get the sheet, there's also the fingering, the tab for the low G. It's basically the same, except you have to play the G on the 2nd string. In some ways, it's easier to play. So if you have low G, try that if you want to play the tab. Even if you don't have a low G, you might want to check it out. So then I know there's a lot of talking because there's a lot of parts to this. So in the middle, instead of like an instrumental break, we do the tab as a break, right? And then at the end, the words here don't exactly match, but it'll be Sandman, bring us up. And then we go right to the outro. Then the chords, and then dream. We sing dream on that. So we hold it out, and then we do the whole outro, and then on that C major 7th. Dream, dream, dream. Okay? I think it sounds good. When we get together, we can, tear this up and do a different version. Now, I'm going to apologize because this is a little high for me, and I can't quite hit some of those pitches, so it may sound a little funky. But I think this is going to be a fun song. I think this would be a fun song for us to do an arrangement of. So here we go. I'm going to start with that intro. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him 2 lips like roses in clover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone, ain't got nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him the word that I'm not a rover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sorry. Over, Sandman. I'm so alone, ain't got nobody to call my own. Please, please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Give him a pair of eyes with come hither gleam. Give him a lonely heart like Pagliacci, and lots of wavy hair like Liberace. Miss Sandman, someone to hold would be so peachy, me forward to own. So please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring us a, please, please bring us a, Sandman, bring us a. Well, I didn't do that very well, and the timing is screwed up on the scroll, but you get an idea. I think this will be a really fun song to play together, especially get some people with higher voices that can sing it in the key without missing all those notes. Okay. Well, thanks. Go play your ukuleles. Hope to see everybody soon. Adios.